When you don't create things, you become defined by your taste rather than ability. Your tastes only narrow and exclude people. So create. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Stars do not pull each other down to be more visible, they shine brighter. To live is so startling it leaves little time for anything else. Follow your heart, listen to your inner voice, stop caring what others think. The more ways you can tell a story and paint a picture, the better it is. When we begin to live like wildflowers, we put so much of our hearts into blossoming even in the most hostile surroundings. Learn as much as you can. Love as much as you should. Spread kindness, caring, and compassion and create your own paradise. Infuse it with joy and you've created heaven on earth. To be haunted is to glimpse a truth that might best be hidden. But even if we don't have the power to choose where we come from, we can still choose where we go from there. We can still do things. Life gives us choices. You either grab on with both hands and just go for it, or you sit on the sidelines. Be compassionate and take responsibility for each other. If we only learned those lessons, this world would be a better place. We all make choices, but in the end our choices make us. People are going to say what they want to say and think what they want to think, and I can't change their minds. It is never too late to be what you might have been. He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it. Never put off for tomorrow what is meant for today. Tomorrow may never come. No matter what you do, someone always knew you would. I shall look at you out of the corner of my eye, and you will say nothing. Words are the source of misunderstandings. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Every time I plant a seed, he say kill it before it grow. He say kill it before they grow. So many things are possible as long as you don't know they are impossible. All great things must first wear terrifying and monstrous masks in order to inscribe themselves on the hearts of humanity. At first, they'll only dislike what you say, but the more correct you start sounding, the more they'll dislike you. Accept yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your truths, and know what tools you have to fulfill your purpose. The serpent, if it wants to become the dragon, must eat itself. The topic of compassion is not at all religious business. It is important to know it is human business. It is a question of human survival. I have two enemies in all the world, two twins, inseparably fused, the hunger of the hungry and the fullness of the full. We may be small and we may be young, but we will shake the world for our beliefs. Be faithful to that which exists within yourself. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. It is culture that is the bully, born ALDO central to Theo Waitley, saltation. If my answers frighten you, then you should cease asking scary questions. We must be willing to let go of the life we plan so as to have the life that is waiting for us. I promise you this, when I embraced my differences and stopped trying to fit in, I ended up where I belonged. Good people are good because they've come to wisdom through failure. We get very little wisdom from success, you know. Caution not spirit, let it roam wild, for in that natural state dance embraces divine frequency. You don't put your life into your books, you find it there. The secret of success in life is for a man to be ready for his opportunity when it comes. The truth may not set you free, but used carefully, it can confuse the hell out of your enemies. The truth about an animal is far more exciting and altogether more beautiful than all the myths woven about it. The man who writes about himself and his own time is the only man who writes about all people and all time. Success does not consist in never making blunders, but in never making the same one a second time. When obstacles arise, you change your direction to reach your goal. You do not change your decision to get there. Who we are in the present includes who we were in the past. Receive with simplicity everything that happens to you. And we don't always know it or understand it at the time, in the season, but nothing grows without a good amount of dirt. A hero is no braver than an ordinary man, but he is brave 5 minutes longer. Nothing can dim the light which shines from within. There is nothing more important than your eternal salvation. But man's duty is to try and endeavor. Success depends upon chance and environments. Tongues and trees, books and running brooks, sermons and stones, and good in everything. I can't understand why people are frightened of new ideas. I'm frightened of the old ones. I think I've discovered the secret of life. You just hang around until you get used to it. Every strike brings me closer to the next home run. Live your life as a curious student, and you will discover how fascinating it is. Single is not a status, it is a word that describes a person who is strong enough to live and enjoy life without depending on others. My happiness grows in direct proportion to my acceptance, and in inverse proportion to my expectations. In the end, Lex should have stuck to his lies, for it was the truth he almost told that killed him. Last night, I lost the world and gained the universe. Being brave means that knowing when you fail, you won't fail forever. Happiness is a choice that requires effort at times. The right thing and the easy thing are never the same. Do you not then hear this horrible scream all around you that people usually call silence? We choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. Failure is when you give up. A real winner is someone that doesn't give up, even when it feels like they are losing. The truth is not for all men, but only for those who seek it. Always forgive, but never forget, else you will be a prisoner of your own hatred and doomed to repeat your mistakes forever. The best laid schemes o' mice and men gang aft eagerly. The lesson we are indebted to Egypt for, our future generations learn that in the face of oppression, silence is never golden. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. You can't dwell on what might have been, and it's not fair to condemn him for something he hasn't done. Nothing's a better cure for writer's block than to eat ice cream right out of the carton. Creating individuality, which creates and protects others' individualities, is good. Your dreams are worth it. Persevere. Your focus is your power. Harness it. But instead of spending our lives running towards our dreams, we are often running away from a fear of failure or a fear of criticism. It is a fool's prerogative to utter truths that no one else will speak. Walla tak ada yang sempurna, hit up ini inda bigini adanya. Philosophy Kopi. My body is my journal, and my tattoos are my story. The moment a little boy is concerned with which is a jay and which is a sparrow, he can no longer see the birds or hear them sing. Live to revel in just another twilight. Life may sink and disappear along with the sunset, never to rise again. Laws of nature have no physical properties of mass/energy. They are platonic truths in transcendent realm that create and govern the universe. The moment we cry in a film is not when things are sad, but when they turn out to be more beautiful than we expected them to be. Power is not revealed by striking hard or often, but by striking true. Do not fear the thorns in your path, for they draw only corrupt blood. It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important. Adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. Courage is feeling fear, not getting rid of fear. Knowing something is more important than fear and taking action in the face of fear. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. In the book of life, the answers aren't in the back. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. There is nothing good in this world that does not have some filth in its origin. Those who are willing to be vulnerable move among mysteries. Gratitude is a sign of maturity. Where there is appreciation, there is also courtesy and concern for the rights and property of others. To become a master at any skill, it takes the total effort of your heart, mind, and soul working together in tandem. Future generations will remember me not for sitting on that chair, but for getting up when the time came. Life is a dream from which we all must wake before we can dream again. Enchantment lies in everyday moments if you are observant.